Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, depending on what time or from which area you're watching me from. My name is Dr. Omo Milawal, and to start with, I'm really very sad. Very sad in the sense that when I look at the country called Nigeria, we are supposed to have intellectuals, educated people. But when I look at the government, especially the House of Representatives, the Senate, and I see the Arrant nonsense that is fomented every now and then, I'm disappointed. I am disgusted. Because we are supposed to have not just intellectuals who know what they are there for, who know the business of the country, and who want to provide solutions to the problems of the nation. But in a couple of years, I have been so grossly disappointed about the kind of nonsense, irresponsible bills and laws that are passed. I'm ashamed to say that majority of the bills and laws that are passed are the ones that favor these senators and House of Assembly and the few rich people among them. I haven't seen the legislature making bills that favor children to go to school from kindergarten to high school without paying. I haven't seen bills that say that children can have meal 2 times in the school without their parents worrying, even when they are poor. I haven't seen bills that says that government can loan you funds to go to college for 4 years or 6 years, and when you come out and you get a job, then you can start taking it out, because that was what was done for me in America. I have not even finished the payment, but nobody harasses me. I have a job. And if I'm paying, I'm not paying at a cutthroat rate. It depends on how I want to pay it, how long I want to pay it. So when I look at the Nigerian legislature and what goes on there, I don't see analysis, assessment of situation, issues, and concern that affect the common man. They say you are as strong as your weakest link. And when you look at the masses in Nigeria and what goes on in that bicameral legislature, you'll be ashamed. Thank God I have been in a civilized environment. And when I look at where I am right now and what is obtained in Nigeria Senate or House of Assembly, I feel like crying for us. I wonder where we came across this crop of some irresponsible, illegitimate, crooked, nasty, wicked, uncultured people that are put in that 2 houses. And I want to narrow my statements to what is happening right now in the Senate. It is obvious to all of you that I'm a woman. Yes, I am a woman. I am a female. I am a mother. I am a grandmother. And I was once a wife. And I've observed, not only in Nigeria, but even here in America, the way some of our Nigerian men treat women is atrocious. It's an insult. Although, I hate to say it, as a child, I have never tolerated any man, any boy, when I was young, to talk to me rudely. I'm going to give it back to you. And if it comes to you being physical with me, unfortunately, I was a tomboy. I will be physical with you. You slap me, I slap you twice. But that being said, we're now matured, we're adults. And in that environment, we're expecting people that not only have common sense, not intellect, but have decorum, that have etiquette. People that respect not only themselves, but they should also accord the same respect to the female counterpart. And I don't care whether you've been a governor, you've been a minister, when you are in that house, you are supposed to respect. And even if you are the Senate president like Godwill Akpabio is, you still need to respect every individual because you are all elected. And I don't care all the nonsense that the men are saying. When it comes to this kind of situation, a gender situation, I see some of our men, especially the ones that are in the Senate with Akpabio, those that want to kiss his ass, those that do not want to be on his bad book, siding along with his ill-mannered behavior, uncultured behavior, his lack of decency and decorum, lack of etiquette. If Rosa Parks of America had not refused to stand up for a white woman, only God knows if her name will ever be heard anywhere in the whole wide world. Nigerian men, wake up and see what's going on in civilized environment. Some of the behaviors that some of you extend to women is disgusting. And I wonder, you have mothers, you have sisters. Is this the way you treat your sisters? Is this the way you treat your own wife? Because I realize that some of you bitch, maltreat, abuse your wife, and you believe it is okay to come to an institution like the Senate and treat women like they're second-class citizens or they're inferior. Mr. Akpabio, I've listened to you a couple of times. You're like a jester, a clown on that seat. I may not know you, but I can see that you're not one of the smartest people that I respect there. You're not as smart as you think. As a matter of fact, I don't see you assessing, analyzing, and allowing people to discuss real issues. All I see is your gavel in your hand. Those that say yeah, you say hey. Those that say no, you say no. And then bam, the gavel is on your table. That's all you do. I never experienced you allowing people to argue issue exhaustively. Whereby, at the end of the day, you have jaw about an issue for probably 2 weeks or 4 days. No, in 5 minutes, you're ready to go. Because you were not fit for that position. And I meant it. President Tinubu appointed you because he sees you as a lackey. I said so. You are not the smartest guy in that Senate to be put on that seat. And a lot of your colleagues did not want you. But President Jagaban Ahmed Bola Tinubu wanted you. That's why you are there. It's not because you are the smartest. You do not operate with your full intelligence. And there are times I wonder what a joke of a Senate we have. You go there and clown over issues that should be boiling in your heart. Issues that are affecting the generality of the people of the country. We have safety issues, security issues in the last 9 years. In the last 9 years. When Buhari was there, all of you were deaf, dumb, and stupid. You could not raise anything to do against the Boko Haram, the Iswat, now the Lakwaras, or whatever you call them. You are afraid to stand up and speak for the peace of the country. You are afraid to bring safety and security measures. No security apparatus where it is dangerous. Over 600,000 Nigerians have been killed. What have you done in the Senate? What law have you passed? You kept giving the military money, more money. All it's useful is to buy AK-47 for Boko Haram, X-Men. These are X-Men that cannot even write their name with their two eyes opened. But an X-Men will handle an AK-47 when he's not even allowed to go to school to have an ordinary primary school education, but he can handle an AK-47. But an educated graduate cannot hold a gun. He will be considered a criminal. But an X-Man is regarded as setting his cows. How stupid can some of you get? How innately dumb, self-serving can you people get in that house called Senate? Yes, there are only 3 women or 4 women in the Senate out of 109 members of the Senate, less than 3%. And you are happy? But all of you there that are men are raised by a mother. Do you want to tell me your mothers are stupid or dumb? They raised you. Some of you are lawyers. Some of you are doctors. Some of you are engineers. Was it not a mother, a woman that raised you? So are you considering women inferior to you? That's why you think that they don't have the audacity to talk, to challenge you? Because you happen to be the Senate President, Akpabio. And except, of course, we all want to pretend. Akpabio, you are not correcting that lady because of seat. You are angry that she rebuffed you. Yes, I saw your wife, yes. But most of you are Oliver Twist. You are never satisfied with what you have. You have your wife, you have your children, you think you can philander with another married woman who happens to be the wife of your friend. You have no sense of decorum, Akpabio. I can see that. And when this gets to court, you will be guilty. But I don't trust the judiciary either. Because if the likes of Afe Babalola can bribe another woman, Ellen Ogun Umeju, anybody, including women, can be bribed and be bought. So, Mr. Akpabio, you should be ashamed of yourself. Ashamed of yourself. You are on a citadel on a seat that where you should have the highest sense of decorum, discipline. You're not a disciplined man. For you to be soliciting any kind of amorous gift or intentions or whatever from another woman is a sign of disrespect. And that means you have no respect for yourself. How dare you? All you want to do is suspend, intimidate, harass. Are you this stupid? How dumb can you get? You think she's not going to talk because you happen to be her husband's friend, or she's going to capitulate? Mr. Godwill Akpabio, I put it to you. How insulting are you at home? How denigrating are you at home with your wife? Your wife, I don't expect your wife to go against you. She's your wife. But if I were her, I'd rather not put out my face. I'd rather chastise you at home than to come and be disgraceful. She thinks she's defending you. Until you are found guilty, she'll be ashamed that a man with that decorum. And those of you in the Senate that you see a breach of decency and you kept quiet because you want to be on Akpabio's side, that you are lackeys of Akpabio or even President Tinubu, you don't want to say anything that will incite hatred or disagreement, and you kept quiet. You see indecency, you kept quiet. You will see worse against your daughters. Your daughters will come home and they will tell you stories. Because when you decide to slap a woman with a right hand, I'm telling you, when you get back home, you will see people slapping your daughters or your wife with the left hand. And then I want to see what you're going to do. Akpabio, you cannot intimidate Natasha Akpoti. She's an elected official. She's an elected Senate for our constituents. If the worst comes to the worst, you will slug it out in the court of law. But as I've said, I do not even trust the legal system in Nigeria. I do not trust them. You all know how to bribe the judges. Afe Babola knows how he can do that. And I'm sure you can do that. You don't even have to do that. President Tinubu is your mentor. It's your father, your godfather. So, if you have any common sense, and this is not your first time, the last time that you did this was to one of the MDs in your state. The woman had to call the police on you to come and arrest you or to come and do something because you are ready to attack this woman physically. And all you wanted at that time also was an amorous relationship. You think every woman will lose and they therefore succumb because you are the governor, you are the Senate president. Who the freaking hell do you think you are? I don't even see you as a man with integrity, with a man with serious intellectual capability. You are like a clown in that Senate because I've never seen you debate any issue, any bill exhaustively. Yours is nay or yes. And then the gavel goes down. Be careful, Mr. Akpabio. Be very, very careful. You are not spirit, you are a man. And if you think you are carrying a ball of fire, somebody will give you extinguisher. It's called carbon dioxide to quench the nonsense, the fiery, stupid, dumb edge that you carry all along, thinking that you can do and undo. And you've already told her. You preside over the Senate. You can make her disappear. You can do this. You can do that. You cannot. And if you do, somehow, somewhere, you will pay for it. Let that get into your skull. All this nonsense that some of you men permeate in that place or in institutions where some of you will want to sleep with your students in universities. And when they refuse, you keep failing them. Useless society that is brewing in that space. Where men think they can take it all, do it all, and get away with it all. You're not going to be getting away with it. Because if the women that I know are any smart, they will slug it out with you. And it will end wherever it's going to end. You need to stop all this nonsense. Mrs. Clinton was a magnificent lawyer. And I have read a book. I've learned from other people how men respect our intellectual capabilities. But some of you Nigerian men don't want to care. No matter how smart a woman is, no matter how she comports herself, you just don't give a crap about it. And it shows the lack of your culture. Many of you are very uncouth, very uncultured. Many of you lack decorum. You think you can do whatever you want to a woman because you're a man. So bloody what? There are so many intelligent, outstanding, intellectual women out there making waves and doing a lot of good. And not just in institutions, but inside that Senate. Go to other countries, you will see the performance of women. Excellent behavior, outstanding output. But here in Nigeria, you take women for granted because you call yourself a man. So bloody what? If you're a man, what's the big deal about being a man? You do not have two heads. And the little I've seen about you, Mr. Akpabio, you're not that smart. I don't see you as a smart man. You cannot even discuss intelligently. But because you've been appointed as a lackey, you are a rubber stamp president of the Senate. You want to make Mr. President happy. You rubber stamp everything President Tinubu wants or puts on your table. What a disgusting man you are. And now you want to harass her. Yes, she is a very pretty, intelligent lady. Very smart. And if she has been the Senate, although she might be a junior senator now, give her 2 years. She'll be better than most of you there. Because all of you are just rubber stamping. All you do is nay, yay, and sleep and collect money. I've never seen many of you bringing any intelligent bills, but you bring bills to increase your allowance for your maid, for your sofa, for your carpet, for your food, for your foolish allowances. Not how to better the nation, not issuing bill to give light to everybody in the city, in the state, in the country. Not ensuring there is water because there's no bill to pass, that there must be water within the next 6 weeks, the next 6 months. At least for the last 25 years, the Senate has been there. What have you done for that contraption we call Nigeria? It's sinking. It is you politicians that have turned that country into a sinking Titanic, and it's sinking. Idiots like you, Akpabio, is sinking that country because you cannot put out your full chest to make laws or pass bills that will make the country a thriving, flourishing country. Nigeria is sinking, and that's why some of us want to exit the contraption. And idiots like you are saying one Nigeria. What has one Nigeria done for the masses except to bring them sorrow, calamity, chaos, trouble, starvation, lack, poverty, disease, untimely death, and genocide? That's all you politicians are offering. And then stupid you, Mr. Akpabio, you are a very stupid man. For the way you are treating a woman, I will have to ask you if you still have a mother. And let me know. If your mother can tell the truth, you must be a disrespectful son. Your wife is saying you are disciplined. If you are disciplined, this will not happen between you and Natasha, especially when you are Natasha's husband's friend. It shouldn't. You have crossed the Rubicon. And some people are siding you about the seat. It's not about the seat, Akpabio. And the reason why you are pushing her and taking her anywhere is because she has rebuffed you. And you think that you're going to punish her for that. How dare you? Who the freaking hell do you think you are? And I'm glad she's not keeping quiet. Whatever you need to say, she's an elected official. You didn't appoint her. She was elected by our constituents. So there's nothing you can do. You can suspend her as much as you can. She will be back in that Senate. And you better be careful. You better be careful because you might lose that seat. You might lose that seat if you're not careful. If you don't stop this stupid, uncultured behavior, you are acting more like a bully, a figurehead than a Senate president. You have no decorum. You lost your integrity. From now on, somebody's going to be putting tabs on you. Your behavior, your utterances, all that gutterish language that you're uttering. The last time you spoke to her last year, what does it concern you if she wears a see-through? Is that why you are in the Senate? Is she exposing herself? I see her covered her face like a Muslim Arrant or whatever. Is that not good enough? How dare? The way she dressed, why should that concern you? Does she look at you and complain about your foolish dressing? The last time she spoke, you said you are not in a bar. How dare you? See how low life you can be. You are in a Senate where important discussion is going on, and you are turning your mindset to a bar. Are you better as an individual? Is that what you call a leader? You're a very foolish man. And you better stop all this nonsense. You better stop it, because I can promise you, President Tinubu might have taken you, but he can also drop you. He will appoint another person. He will replace you. You have stolen enough, then you can go home. After all, you're now 62 years old. You can retire and go and spend your foolish, useless time at home, bullying your wife, insulting your daughters, if that is what you want to do. Be our guest, but don't come into that Senate and start harassing your female counterpart. She's not a second-class citizen. She's not your subordinate. She's your equal. She's your mate in that Senate. And you better behave yourself. Otherwise, you're going to be slammed with a litigation. Behave yourself. And be a responsible father, husband, and a man for a change. You're not acting like one. God will above you. God's will or devil's will, whatever you call yourself. Behave yourself. People like you should be flogged sometimes so that your brains can get back into the cerebrum, because you're losing it already. Your cerebrum is leaking and you can't think straight. You're thinking with what is below the belt. You need something up here. When you're talking to a woman, you don't look at her beauty, you don't look at her dress. It does not matter whether she's fat, she's ugly. Look at her intelligence, her composure, her confidence, her ability to argue a case and prove a case. Look at her intelligently. Think of her as a partner in progress, not like a slave being that you're already like a cadaver or whatever they call you, like you want to slice her into sandwich. You need to behave yourself. Some of you Nigerian men need to be taught lesson. It's called Etiquette 101. Etiquette 101. There was a time I wrote a manual for First Bank, customer service. There should be code of conduct, which we have in school. I'm a school teacher in America. We have code of conduct. You need to take the exam. And when you pass it, yes, you will go and teach. I don't think if they give you that code of conduct, you will pass that test. And therefore, you will not be eligible to be in that Senate. But unfortunately, the country has been brainwashed. Some idiots, morons and imbeciles are meant to lead us. Greedy pariah, selfish, self-serving, narcissistic individuals are pushed into House of Senate, the Senate, and House of Representatives to represent intelligent people. Kangaroo court. That's what you have. And people are sharing you. You better behave yourself, Mr. Akpabio, or pretty soon you will lose that seat. That seat now is going to be hard. It's going to be a hotspot for you. So behave yourself and let decorum reign for once. And stop all that crazy shenanigans. Nobody's going to take that nonsense from you. So behave yourself. I know Ms. Kingibe was trying to say that you are trying. You are not supposed to try. You're supposed to be on your best behavior. Try for what? Should they be placating you? You are the same. So behave yourself, Mr. Godwin Akpabio, or sooner than later you will lose that seat. Who did this to your bad rubbish? Nigerians, you need to put this man called Akpabio on your radar and watch him so that it does not sidestep, doesn't go beyond his boundary. He's losing his common sense and he's losing his decorum. Shame on you. Thank you, Nigerians and Yoruba nation. That's what where we're going. We can't be part of this nonsense that is going on in that Senate. We need to get out of Nigeria. Thank you, everyone. Good morning. Bye-bye.